Okay, great. So once again, it's a pleasure having you all here. Good morning, Mr. Joshua. Good morning once again. Mr. Solomon Musa, good morning as well. It is a pleasure having both of you here. I'm just going to switch off my video so that you can concentrate on the slides, right? So as we proceed, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I know Mr. Solomon Musa was with us last week. I'm not really sure about Mr. Joshua. Your name doesn't really ring a bell for now, right? But notwithstanding, it's a pleasure having both of you here. How was the weekend, guys? Let me get your feedback. How was the weekend? Okay, Mr. Solomon Musa said good morning. Thank you for that. Switch on my video. Okay, great. So Mr. Solomon Musa said weekend was great. Awesome. That's good to know. Beautiful. So Joshua too, I want to believe your weekend was also great, right? So moving forward, hopefully others join us in good time. Thank you. I can see somebody else has joined us. Please, as usual, let us try to repost the information, the link of this live market analysis. Let us have people join us. Let us have more people join us so that we can discuss the market. We can talk about issues. We can talk about challenges that we might have faced during the week or last week or even in the year, because it's still pretty new. We're just in February, so the year is still new. So Joshua said Friday was terrible. Oh wow, Friday was terrible with gold. Weekend was just okay. Wow. Okay, Mr. Joshua, we are definitely going to talk about that. We need to talk about it. 10 Trade, we are here to help you out. And the best way for us to help you out is by you like asking questions or giving us feedback. And that's why I asked how was the weekend, how was last week's trading? Because yes, of course, the news that came out on Friday for the non-farm payroll was pretty heavy one. I personally wasn't expecting a crazy number such as what we had. We had 517K jobs for the NFP, as opposed to 193,000, which was a very big deviation at the end of the day. And of course, the dollar was extremely bullish, which would have made gold to depreciate. So in the course of today's session, I'll be giving you we'll be giving you some tips and tricks on how to look at the market, because you need to know how to approach the market before you start clicking on buy or sell. But Mr. Joshua, you can as well tell me what exactly happened on gold as we proceed with what we have. So please don't forget, guys, kindly post the information. Let me just flip through the slides. I'm not sure whether Mr. Joshua is here with us for the first time. Mr. Okechukwu, you're welcome as well. Let's comment, let's give feedback, let's continue. So it's a pleasure having everybody here. And as we always say, you are under the roof of 10 Trade. And one thing we want everybody to do, please kindly quickly follow us on the 10 Trade social media platforms, on the Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and even also follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like and comment on a few videos. Please do that for us. And of course, 10 Trade is going to have something for you at the end of the day. You can also reach out to your account manager, right? Once you have an account with us, 10 Trade, then you would have an account manager assigned to you that will call you and reach out to help you out with one thing or the other. So please also kindly post today's webinar, today's live market analysis link. Kindly post it up for people to be able to join us. And I'm going to do that for you as well. I'm going to post that here so that you can as well do a copy and paste and then post up on your WhatsApp status and so on for people to join us. So I have done that now, so you can see that and then try to do the same and let people join us here, right? And as I said, 10 Trade has something good for you, has a gift for you for those that do this. All you have to do is to send a screenshot and send it to your account manager via WhatsApp. And don't forget to add your full name. Don't forget to add your full name and your 10 Trade ID. Just in case you do not have a 10 Trade account, kindly reach out to the person that gave you the link. Kindly reach out to the person that gave you the link for you to join us here. And he or she would assist you in getting the account up and running. Beautiful, more people are joining us. Let's continue. I can see some comments coming in from Mr. Solomon. I'm going to read it out now. So Joshua that said Friday was terrible. You can as well tell us what exactly happened, and we'll touch base on that as well, right? So please, if you do not have an account to TenTrade, please kindly get back to the person who invited you. It's very, very important, as your account manager would be requesting for that when you are contacted. Okay, please, that is very, very important. So anybody who completes this will get a gift from TenTrade. And as I said last week, I'm still in discussion with TenTrade. I also want to chip in and also want to give something out to those that actually do this, right? It might probably be like a quick session between the two of us where we could discuss your trading, discuss maybe strategies or maybe issues that you are having. Maybe you are trading with poor risk management, or you are trading without stop loss, or you are over trading, revenge trading, whatever the case might be. We'll discuss it and look for solutions to help you out at the end of the day. Right? A quick disclaimer, this is live market analysis. Please kindly note that in this business, you can make plenty of money. You can also lose plenty of money as well. You can lose your account balance, your total account balance. So what you need to ensure is that you minimize your risk by using the proper lot size, proper volume, and then you maximize your reward appropriately using the proper risk to reward ratios. Very, very important for us to understand. Now we're going to be diving into the charts quickly. We're going to be diving into the charts, and that's why it's called the live market analysis session. Let me quickly read the comments I have from Mr. Solomon Musa, and he said, I got the market sentiments right, so I was on the right side of the news. Awesome, that's good to hear, right? Very good to hear. And one thing we always say, as just as Mr. Solomon Musa just mentioned now, based on the market sentiment, which has to do with the fundamentals. We have the fundamentals and we have the technical analysis. One thing we always say is, when trading, you always combine the two of them together. I repeat, when trading, you must always ensure that you combine the fundamentals and the technicals together. I'm going to cross back to the slides now, just to buttress some more based on what Mr. Solomon Musa said with respect to market sentiments, the fundamentals, where we have just mentioned now that you need to combine the fundamentals and the technical analysis. So this is what we normally do personally, as we have been trading for a little while, over a few years. This is what we normally do. First things first, we normally ensure that we check for upcoming news, right? Why do we need to check for upcoming news, especially the high impact news? We need to do this so that we don't get caught up in any volatile trade. We don't get caught up in an explosive period where a high impact news like the one that came out on Friday, like the NFP, the non-farm payroll, or we might as well have the FOMC, Federal Open Market Committee. We have the likes of the CPI, Consumer Price Index, PPI, news based on the GDP, and so on, interest rates and the rest for different regions. And this news, they normally come out at different times of the day. It's always very important for you to check for upcoming news. So if you're joining us for the first time, please ensure that you have this information right in front of you. You have it written down, or you do a screenshot of it, as this is how we're going to be looking at the market on a daily basis. And also, we will be giving you tips and tricks of how to look at the market, because we know for a fact that a lot of traders are staring at the market, which shouldn't be, right? Based on the time frame that you'll be using to trade, whether you are a scalper, intraday, a swing or position trader, you are required, right, to be looking or to be checking at the market at intervals. Do not sit down 24 hours. Don't say because the market is 24 hours, you sit down in front of the system or your phone and then you are looking at the market throughout. No, there's a way that you are going to be doing this, and that's why during this daily live market analysis sessions, we're going to be giving you the tips and tricks of how to go about the market. Let's quickly flip back to our charts, and we're going to do a quick rundown of what happened on Friday, right? So on Friday, the numbers that we had were crazy numbers. We're expecting something. The forecast was 193K, and of course, we had 517 K, which where the K stands for 1,000. So we had 517,000. That's job employments to the US, which is very good, obviously. You know, the more jobs are created for any region, it shows how the economy is faring. And of course, the NFP is a key economic indicator for the US. And of course, when the numbers came out, 517, if you remember, for those that were with us, we're refreshing the page. That was Forest Factory. I'm going to show you the Forest Factory shortly. But based on this chart, we're refreshing the page, but the data didn't come on time. And then this is what happened. We had the news come out here, and you can see the explosion. It went past this area because we're also looking forward to probably it might get here and you could have like a bounce here to take it back down. But it blasted through this area and then went straight to the highs of this week, right? This was the highs of the week. And you can see that we did this demarcation, right? This vertical line showing us when the week started. That was for last week, 30th of February. The numbers are still low, guys. Please don't forget what we said earlier. I'm going to quickly repeat it now. Please kindly, first of all, follow us on the social media platforms, right? I'm going to do something for you guys now. I'm going to do copy and paste and post the information inside the comment section. First things first, follow us on the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'm going to do that now for you. That's number one. And don't forget, we said not too long ago that 10Trade has a gift for you, and I would also chip in something for you as well to help everybody out to become better traders. So first, follow us on the social media platforms, like the comments. You can like the comments and also comment there as well. Follow us on the YouTube. This is the YouTube link as well. Follow us on YouTube, and then also meaning that you subscribe, you like, and then you comment on a few of the videos. And then don't forget, you should also do a screenshot. Do a screenshot of you posting the information of this webinar. This is about 40 minutes in, right? We said about 40 minutes ago. So you could still invite people, those that will be interested. And this is the information to post here. As you can see, I just posted it on the comment section for you. So guys, kindly do that. And 10Trade, obviously, when you send your screenshot, you're going to send your screenshot to your account manager. I repeat, send your screenshot to your account manager that will reach out to you with what you have gotten from 10Trade. For those that did this last week, don't worry, 10Trade is still going to get back to you. We'll still get back to you. And of course, we will help you out to become better traders. Don't forget, the main reason why you are here is for the transformation, meaning that you are here for the information on how to trade the proper way. But then it doesn't end that way. You need to be able to implement the information that you get that will lead to the transformation of you becoming a profitable trader, a consistent profitable trader at the end of the day. And that's what we're here to help you out with. So as we proceed, if you have any questions, feel free to ask as we continue with this live market analysis session. So we're talking about the NFP from last week based on the fundamentals and also based on the technicals. You can see what we have in front of you is obviously the technicals, right? We got the fundamentals from Forest Factory. I'll switch over to the Forest Factory shortly to show you the outcome, the 517. And of course, we also talked about how to interpret the news. A lot of traders today do not know how to interpret the news. So we're going to also do that now, right? So I'm going to just flip to our Forest Factory. I'm going to just switch over to the Forest Factory and then give you the information from NFP from last week, right? So here was the data. This was the data from last week. As you can see, the week started from Monday, which is January 30th, and then went all the way down to Friday, February 3rd. And as you can see on that Friday, where somebody said Friday wasn't too good for him with respect to gold, we're still waiting for you, Mr. Joshua. Please tell us what exactly happened, and let's see how we can help you out to understand much better. Now look at it very well. If excuse me, if you look very well on that Friday for the non-farm payroll to the US dollar, you can see the data that we have here, US dollar. A very quick and very fast way for you to interpret this news, where over here you have the actual, you have the forecast, and then you have the previous, right? And all of this can be seen when we scroll to the very top. So from the very top, you can see We have the actual, we have the forecast, and we have the what? We have the previous over here. So now we don't make use of the previous. The previous is the news release that came out last month. What we're looking at is the forecast and the actual, the relationship between the forecast and the actual. So I'm going to scroll back down to this point here, where if you look very well, the relationship between the actual and forecast, you can get that from this folder here. Once you click on the folder, you have this drop down that gives you more information. And what we're after is the usual effect. This usual effect states that the actual greater than forecast is good. Actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. When it says good, it means that we should be buying, right? And if you look over here, this actual 517 is obviously greater than 193K, right? And that's why you can see the color here is green. So a very, very fast way, you can see I said very 2 times, a very fast way to interpret this news that we have right in front of us is based on the colors of the actual outcome. You see this actual here is green. Green means buy. And when you have black, black is neutral, right? And in the case where you might have red, if you scroll up, you might have red on top. In case where you have red, red means sell. And we're talking about selling the currency. So now that we said that you are going to be buying the US dollar, buying the US dollar. Now, when it comes to buying the US dollar, this is what normally happens, right? When you are buying, I'll just try and write this down here for Mr. Joshua so that you could use that for next time. I hope that you did not have a total crash of your account. Hope what you said happened to your trading based on gold. Hope it was minor. Let us know, please. So you're going to be buying the US dollar, and because you are buying the US dollar, gold, right? Gold, which is known as XAU USD, XAU USD, you are actually going to be selling the gold commodity, right? So when you have information telling you to buy USD, expect gold to drop. And the same thing also occurs when it comes to Euro USD. Expect Euro USD to go in the opposite direction as well, and you should be selling the Euro USD. Now, guys, the numbers, let's work on the numbers, invite people, post it up, and then let's get more people to join us as well. Okay, so now let's continue. I have a comment here. Let me just scroll down a bit. This is coming from Mr. Ambrose. So Ambrose says, sir, what is the meaning of forecast? Okay, let me quickly explain what forecast means. Forecast. Oh, let me turn off that annotation. Somebody's doing some drawings there. Okay, now when it comes to forecast, as the name implies, it simply means prediction. That is what the prediction is. They were predicting 193K jobs, right? They were predicting 193K. That was the prediction. But the prediction, obviously, we don't work with predictions because the predictions could it could be higher or lower, right? Or it could even be the same number, who knows? But we don't work with predictions. We wait for the actual data to come. Now, when the actual data comes over here, this is the actual. You can see this is actual and this is the forecast. We just showed you the relationship between the actual and the forecast. So that relationship between the actual and forecast will let you know whether it is good for that currency, meaning that you're meant to be buying the currency if it is good, or whether it is bad for that currency. So if it is bad for the currency, then it means that we should be selling that currency. I hope that makes a bit of a sense to you. The person that asked that question, Mr. Ambrose. And then he said, sir, does it mean if number actual, sir, does it mean if number actual, example, USD is higher than the previous? No, don't forget, we are not working with the previous. The relationship, let me show you this again. Let me clean it up so that you are not confusing yourself. I'm going to click on this here, right? I'm going to click on this, right? We could also click on this. I'm going to show you something now. Let me show you something so that you would understand better. You remember we clicked on this earlier, and then the usual effect, which is what we said we are after, which is what we're interested in, is stated actual greater than forecast is good. Actual greater than forecast is good, right? Now I'm going to show you something. We're going to click on the next one. I'm going to click here to close it. I click on the next one over here. This is for unemployment. This one is employment change. while this one is unemployment. You should know the difference between employment and unemployment. So once you click on this one, look at the usual effect. What does it state? Listen to this. Actual, less than forecast is what? Is good. This one is stating less than forecast is good. It didn't mention anything about previous. So you're not putting previous into the equation, right? You're not putting previous into the equation. What you're putting into the equation is strictly actual and forecast. We want to know the relationship between the actual and the forecast to know whether it is good for that currency. So if it is good, it means buy. And if it is bad for that currency, then it means sell. I hope it's making a bit of sense to you, right, Mr. Ambrose? Please try and do some writing. And the recording of the video also will be made available through the 10 Trade YouTube channel. And as I said earlier, follow us on the social media handles for information, of course, and then also subscribe to the YouTube channel. That once these videos are posted up, you easily get access to them as well. Now, there are other things that 10 Trade has in store for everybody. I'll try and let a little bit out of the bag for us as we proceed. So I hope that is okay for you, Mr. Ambrose. Guys, if you have any question, feel free to ask. We're going to continue now, and I'm going to switch back to the chat. Ayim Uchechuku said, gold. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sure you guys can see what Mr. Ayim Uchechuku just wrote. He said, gold blew my account. I'm in pains. I don't know what to say. And now this is what I've realized. Anytime there is high impact news, listen to this, guys. Anytime there's high impact news that is around the corner, I know for a fact that somebody is going to blow the account, right? Because for a lot of reasons. Maybe Mr. Ayim was trading without stop loss, or maybe he was using poor risk management. You are using lot size volume. And let me know if I'm correct, sir. You are using lot size volume that was too heavy for your account balance to carry. Or maybe you placed too many trades, or whatever the case might be. It might even be a mixture of everything, right? So I always know that we always know that traders are usually doing trading in this wrong way. And that's why this live market analysis session, this is London session. This is still early in the morning, London session. And that's why we do this in London session before all this key data comes out. The one for the NFP, it came out during New York, right? Early New York. But we do this early in the morning so that we can talk about the market. And that's why I know for a fact that if you were here, you were paying attention, and then you were doing what we told you, right? Like we normally say, also join us in the Telegram group channel as well. Post your charts. Let's look at your charts. Let's help you out. Trust me, you would not have blown that account. Unfortunately, it has happened. Mr. Ayun, kindly reach out to your account manager, or we'll see how we can reach out to you as well, and let's discuss further and see how we can help you out, guys. Okay, you said small lot sizes. Okay, small lot sizes. Well, were you placing too many trades? You must have done something wrong, because gold even moved. I'm going to show you the chart now for gold. I'm going to switch back to the chart for gold. Just wanted to buttress some more on this for Mr. Ambrose, and I believe Mr. Ambrose said it is okay now. We're going to switch back now to our charts. Let's talk about the charts. It's live market analysis, so we need to focus more on the chart. This is just about 30 minutes gone, but apologies. I like to apologize in advance. Apologies just in case we go past the 1 hour marker, right? We need to ensure that we deliver information of value to everybody. So this is, you said you were buying. Oh, you were on the wrong side. Okay, I'm going to show you something as well. I've already pictured gold up there because I trade gold as well. So I pictured it, and I'm going to show you 1 or 2 things on the charts, and we'll talk about it some more, right? Okay, so let's continue, right? Let's continue what we have. So this was gold information from last week, and we talked about it. You can see where we circled, expecting some reaction, and you can see we got some reaction here. We're getting reactions here because of the key levels of support and resistance, right? During the beginner session from last week, for those of you that joined it with Toby Okunuga, we talked about key levels, how to trade like support and resistance. And we're going to still do that in the future beginner sessions that we have. And we also have some special webinars coming up as well. As you are under the 10 trade roof, you're going to get value, trust me. So with that said, as the dollar was extremely bullish on Friday, Euro USD, you'd have expected it to drop. And this is what we had for Euro USD from Friday, right? So for Euro USD on Friday, you can see after we made these highs here, because of the news, Euro USD dropped heavily. And as it dropped heavily, this is what happened last week. Now I want to use this to also buttress on what we are expecting or what we should be expecting this week. Now, by the way, this is the 4 hours time frame, right? So that simply means that each candle here is lasting for 4 hours. Now look at what we have right in front of us. And you can see we put 2 circles here. This is circle 1, and this is circle 2. So we're expecting the price to either get to circle 2, which is an area of former resistance, right, which has now turned to support. We're expecting the price to get to level 2 and then push higher, right, to level 1. Or before it gets to level 2, it could get to this point here, level 1, which happens to be resistance, as you can see, where we now look for sell positions to take it back here to level 2. So in this manner, with what we have right in front of us, this looks like we're trying to trap price. Let me explain this. We do this a lot. We've been doing this for years. I've been doing this for years, where we look at the market based on the key 2 levels, like a trap. Like you're trying to trap price to see where price is going to and where price is coming from. Please, if you have any questions, I can see some comments coming in. I'm going to scroll down now and read them out. But if you have any questions at any point in time, please feel free to ask. We want to ensure that you are prepared. Now, even if you don't make all the money in the world this week or today, we want to ensure that you do not crash your account. Very, very important. Because if you don't have money in your account, how will you be able to trade? Right? Very, very important. So some comments coming in here. Let's see. Mr. Ayim said I was buying gold with 0.01. Mr. Ayim, you said you were buying gold with 0.01. You haven't given us more information. Now, if you are buying gold with 0.01, gold is a mover, right? I'm going to switch over to gold charts after this Euro USD now, so we can talk about it. If you are buying gold with 0.01, how many trades did you take? Another thing you need to consider is your account balance. If your account balance is small, right, and also probably you are not trading with stop loss. If your account balance is small, then the number of trades that you should take should also be equally small, especially during volatile periods. That's why we said ensure, first of all, that you pay attention to the news, the upcoming news, okay? So Amber says, sir, please zoom your chart. I can't see the candlesticks. Okay, I can zoom the chart, but I always tell people it's not about the candlesticks. I'll zoom the chart a bit for Mr. Ambrose. I said I should zoom in, but I normally say it's not about the candles. Truth be told, I actually look at my charts in this manner. I look at my charts in this manner because it gives me more information. If you look at the chart in front of us, more information in the sense that this is a bullish run on the Euro USD. It has been a bullish run from the ending of last year. As you can see, September 2022. It has been a bullish run. And this is how I personally look at my charts, right? So I'm going to zoom back in for you, but it depends on how you are looking at the charts. The candlestick that you are paying attention to should come after, not now. You should understand the story of what price is trying to tell you. Understand, first of all, mapping out your levels, mapping out your support, your resistance. That's one, right? Because that's where you are going to, that's where you want to enter the market, number one. And then number two, the reaction. How is price going to react to this level? How is price going to react to this level? As you can see, it's approaching it. Based on how it's going to react over here, it could react in such a way where, as an example, there might be news. It could be a breaking news or scheduled news. These are things I've talked about in the beginner sessions. It could be a breaking news or a scheduled news. If it's a breaking news, you could have a big candle that could just slice through. And that shows you that the reaction over here was more or less none. And then that will help you to avoid unnecessary losses. So you map out your chart based on support and resistance, and then you wait for a reaction, right? And then after waiting for a reaction, you now wait for a trigger. That trigger is what we call our price action candles, as an example. Price action candles with respect to the engulfings, with respect to the pin bar, the hammers, if you use the dojis and other price action key candlestick patterns. We'll talk about them later, right? Because we also did a screenshot. I'll slide to the slides. I'll switch over to the slides, rather. Sorry for the English. I'll switch over to the slides in a bit, and then show you the key price action candlesticks that we normally mention, right? So that you could take a screenshot, and then when you are trading, when price gets to this, your areas of interest, you look out for them. Right, that's why it's also good for you to join us in the Telegram group, where we do a form of continuous trading together, right? Because we can't be here via Zoom for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. So we continue during the Telegram group, right? So now, okay, sorry, a few comments coming in. Let me just scroll down. Gideon Dion said, please, sir, how do you mark your S&R zones? Okay, I'm going to try to quickly explain that, but I would also still advise contact your account manager. I believe you have an account with us. Please, if you don't have an account with us, please kindly signify by commenting in the chat section. If you don't have an account with 10Trade, kindly signify. It is recommended, it is required of you to have an account with 10Trade, and then start with a demo or start with a live, depending on you, but you must start trading. For you to be here is because you want to make money. And for you to make money, it is strictly, I repeat, it is strictly through trading. You are going to make money through trading, number one. There are other ways that you can make money, and that's being like a partner, an IB. We're going to talk about that. We have other sessions for that. There are different ways for you to make money under the 10Trade roof. Just like if you are into cars, there are different ways to make money through cars. You can be doing buying and selling of cars. You can be doing Uber. You can do car accessories. You can do car vulcanizer. You can do what else again? You can do car wash. That's about 5, 6 different ways that we have mentioned through the car industry. So when it comes to trading the financial market, there are different ways that you can make money as well. And under the 10Trade roof, we're going to review all of them to you so that you can take advantage, right? So for the question coming in from Mr. Gideon Dion, please, how do you mark your support and resistance levels? Okay, let me first of all do something for you. Let me switch this to my whiteboard. I'm going to do some drawings for you, for everybody. Please, everybody, pay attention. You can do screenshots of this after. Please don't forget to post this information on your WhatsApp status, right? Your WhatsApp status lasts for 24 hours. So post it up on your WhatsApp status so that you could get more people to join us today and also tomorrow and throughout the week for all the sessions that we have. We also have the live market analysis session coming up later in the evening, right? Later in the evening, I believe that should be about 5 or 6 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, right? So contact your account manager as well for that, right? So now look at it this way. For Mr. Gideon, and for those that want to know more about support and resistance, how to look at them, I'm just going to quickly do this for you. I'm going to do some numbering here. Number 1 to 2. Price move from 1 to 2. What direction is that? Quickly, because I want us to really talk about the charts. I just want to do this quickly to explain to you so that you have a better understanding of support and resistance. The good thing now with 10Trade is that with the experience that we have, we can easily explain the concept of trading, whether it's support and resistance, price action, how to control your emotions, how to build a trading plan, or whatever the case might be, just name it. We can easily explain to you in a well broken down manner for you to understand on the spot. It's all about understanding the concept and then you working on it, implementing it with our help. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down now. I asked a question. Hopefully I get an answer. Okay, Mr. Gideon said uptrend. Before then, I have some comment. Mr. Gideon said, I'd like you to share your thoughts process. Okay, good. That's what we're doing here. That's why it's called the live market analysis. Ayim Uchechuku said, sir, please move your video down. It is blocking the chat. Move your video down. Okay, that must have been a long time. Sorry about that. I hope everything is okay now from Mr. Ayim. I just normally turn on my video so that you know that it is live, right? So you know it is live and not a recording. Okay, so hope it is much better now, Mr. Ayim. Then Mr. Gideon said you can use your hand or mouse to move your video from your end. Thank you. Yes, as Mr. Gideon said, you can also do that from your end as well, please. Mr. Maffet David said, I don't have an account. Okay, for Mr. Maffet David that doesn't have an account, and for any other person that does not have an account, please contact the person who gave you the link, the person that introduced you to 10Trade. That person would help you to open up an account, because you need to start trading now. Everybody needs to start trading now. Now, if I were to ask you why you are here, I'm sure everybody will say because you want to make money. Why do you want to make money? You want to make money so that you can take care of yourself, your loved ones. Maybe you can quit your 9 to 5. You can travel. You can relocate to whatever the case might be. Basically, you can get away from that aspect of SAPA or what's happening in the country and so on, right? So you have a lot of reasons why you want to make money. So if I were to ask you, when do you want to make this money? I'm sure your answer will be right now. You want to make the money now, if possible. So for you to make the money now, you need to start doing what? You need to start trading now, right? And that's why I would always advise anybody and everybody, as you guys are listening to me, I would advise you to do what? To even start trading a live account now. Make sure you're using the smallest lot size, 0.01, right? And make sure you are not placing too many trades at the same time. Make sure you attend all our live sessions. Make sure you attend our beginner sessions as well. It will help you out to know how to calculate for the proper risk to reward ratio, how to set stop loss. Account protection is number one. So I would always advise, start trading a small live account, right? Because there's a big difference between trading the live account, the real account, and the demo account. When you trade the demo account and you lose money, it doesn't pay you, it doesn't affect you. But when you trade the live account and you lose just $1, you feel it more, right? Because it is real money, and you can easily, learn faster from that. And that is how me and a lot of other traders that have been doing this for a little while, that's how we learn. We learn very fast by going live, right? Okay. Mr. Gideon said uptrend. Mr. Kanayo said white not seen. What do you mean by white not seen? You're not seeing what I'm drawing, or Mr. Gideon can see. Let me know, Mr. Kanayo Okonkwo. If you can't see what I'm drawing, let me know. Mr. Ayam said thank you. Okay, great. So let me continue with the drawing, and if you guys can see it, let me know. If you still cannot see it, let me know. If you cannot see it, you might have to maybe close the Zoom and reconnect back. So now to continue this drawing for support and resistance. Okay, sorry. For number one, where the price went up, is showing that buyers took it up. So as buyers took it up, we call this support. So I'll put S over here. We call this support because support is the area. Okay, great. Mr. Canara said, okay, now thank you for that. Because support is where the price goes up. Support is where price goes up. You can write that down quickly. Support is where price goes up. And then resistance, let's assume the price starts to go down here. So number two will be resistance. Resistance is where the price goes down. Sorry, my drawing might not be too clean. So resistance is where the price goes up. Now look at what happens. Let's assume the price even gets back to this support, right? I can draw a horizontal line now based on this. So let's assume price gets to this support area here, right? And then what happens? The buyers take over and then they push it higher. This is resistance here, as you can see. They push it higher to resistance, right? Now, instead of price to stall over here, it breaks out. As it breaks out, this other side has now turned to support. Automatically, it has turned to support. You can see I was putting some numbers here. We put 1 here, we put 2 here. I can equally put 3 here and then put 4 here, right? So this is number 4. And then as the price starts to turn back, we can now call this number 4 resistance, because resistance is where the price starts to drop. And then support here is where you are looking forward to buying. Support here is where you're looking forward to buying. And then the price comes back to support here. You get that your price action trigger. Remember we talked about it. You map out your chart based on support and resistance. And then you do what? You wait for price to react to that area. And then what do you do again? You wait for price action. So traders don't wait for price action candlestick. They use some other means of entry. We'll talk about some different categories of entry as the live market analysis sessions continue. Not necessarily today. It could be tomorrow. It could be Wednesday, Thursday. It could be next week. So you need to ensure that you join all our sessions and invite as many people as possible. So support here is where you buy. You buy here, the price goes up, gets to resistance, it breaks it. As it breaks it, this other side becomes support. As it starts to come down, this is now resistance. And then you see the cycle move in this manner. So if you look at it this way, this is an uptrend. This is a full-blown uptrend from 1, 2, 3, 4. You can call this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see what we're doing. Pay attention to where you have the odd numbers and even numbers. Pay attention. The higher places will be the what? They will be the even numbers, and the lower places, you can call them the valley. They're what? They're known as the odd numbers. Do a screenshot of this. Hopefully this will help you out as well, help everybody out. And you can see that's why we always say you need to be here and invite people, because you are learning this live. We're trading live. We're taking advantage of the market live, right? And this is how we do it on a regular. So I hope that's okay for, I can't remember who, Mr. Gideon. I hope that's okay for Mr. Gideon, as I'm going to clean up this whiteboard and switch back to the chat. I want us to talk about that gold. Let's look at the gold next. For the person that had issues with gold, I believe there were 2 people that had issues with gold. That Mr. Aim and another person. I'm trying to scroll up. Mr. Aim and somebody else again, right? And Mr. Joshua. I hope Mr. Joshua is still here with us, because we're going to talk about gold next. Guys, with your permission, can I clean it up now? I want to clean up this white board, and then we'll move on, right? I want us to look at a few charts and then also try to look at what could happen later today or even tomorrow. Tomorrow, we would drop down in time frame, maybe the 30 minutes or 1 hour, which will be the intraday. We're not going to be scalping, please. Scalping is usually very fast. A lot of things could happen during scalping, and we might not be able to update you fast enough. And as I always say, always ensure the Telegram group, you are there, right? So intraday is still better relaxed, right? You don't need to be staring at the market. You don't need to be too fast and all. Intraday, we'll look at it tomorrow from 30 minutes, 1 hour point of view. Okay, some comments coming in. So Kuchuku, Mr. Ayim said yes. Kuchuku said you can't serve. So Gideon said yes. Okay, great. So cleaning this up now, and then switching back to our chat where we talked about the Euro USD first of all. And then now I want us to go straight into gold. Let's look at the gold to understand better what you must have done wrong. This is gold over here from the 4 hours time frame. From the 4 hours time frame. Interesting. Now, interesting because if you look very well, we've mapped out our chart, right? I'm just going to explain some things here from what we've already done. We've mapped out our chart, and as we mapped out our charts, if you look very well, like the drawing we did here on the whiteboard, you can see how the price is going up. Is exactly, if you look very well, this is what we have on the drawing. I actually like this because as I'm looking at this gold chart, it has already jumped at me based on what we just drew for Mr. Gideon and for the rest of us, right? So as we do this here, if I were to do my markings here, you could do something like this. If you look very well, look at what happened over here. You can see that this is a high here. So if I put, sorry, my hand is not too straight, obviously. Then look at what happened. It came back to that area, and this was a definite buy. Look at this. You can see this was another area here of resistance. Look at what is happening here. It kept on bouncing off resistance. Sorry, my hand is not too straight. It pushed higher, but then it didn't quite get to this area here of new support. You remember when price breaks the level, it turns to support, So you can look at this support here. You can see that the price came all the way down and is now acting as support here. So this could have even been a good one. Listen to this. This could have been a good one for you to buy, right? Because we also have bullish engulfing candles. Let me just clean this up and then zoom in. If you look very well, this is the bullish engulfing candle, where this candle follows the next one. I can see that has gradually started to push higher. But I personally, I did not jump at this one because of how heavy the drop was and how big these candles are, right? Because we're fighting against this. Not that it cannot push higher, but I'm not just convinced yet. I personally, well, based on my experience, I'm not convinced yet on this move, where you can see that it is working already. but I'm going to wait a bit and see whether I could still get an entry to still push it higher, right? So now, to those that had losses, right, last week, let me just explain something to you based on this gold that we have in front of us. And I'm going to do some markings on this chart, right? Now, if you look at gold, first of all, the first thing that jumps at you is what? Is that it's an uptrend. It's an extremely uptrend, right? So that simply means, listen, that simply means that you could either be a trend trader, you are trading with the trend, or you're trading against the trend. If you're trading with the trend, it means that you want to buy because this trend clearly is a buy. I repeat, this trend is clearly a buy. But if you want to sell, it means that you are going against the trend. So what you should always do is to mark. You can mark or map out. It's the same thing. You can mark, M-A-R-K, or you could map, M-A-P. Mark or map out your key levels, your support and resistance. And if we're going to do that here, let me just help you to do that here. There's an area here. If you look very well, there's an area here. And I'm mapping this area here because of this. We have resistance. You can see it messes areas up, but still acted as resistance. And then if you wanted to buy, listen to this carefully, guys. You wanted to buy. You are not supposed to be buying at the highs over here. No, you buy at the area of support. But then look at what happened. It smashed through that support area. And then it went all the way. It just got here, right, not too long ago, to this area of former resistance turned support. I can see it is acting as support. So I would say, first of all, for those that were on the wrong side of gold, for those that were on the wrong side of gold, I'll first of all tell you that you do not map out your charts appropriately. Excuse me. First of all, you did not map out your charts. You did not draw your support and resistance levels very well. That's number one. You did not draw those levels very well. Because if you had, the place for you to enter to buy, you won't have entered there. You would have waited for these support levels that we have drawn over here for you to get an entry. And you know, obviously, if you look very well, this is another area here where we have like resistance, as you can see, resistance, support. This is another area that is very, very possible the market can still come down to this point and give us a possible buy entry at the support and then push higher at the end of the day, right? This area here where the price is, I'm not fully convinced. I personally am not fully convinced here. I need more information here. Even though I have the price action and all, which is good and is working because you'd have entered on the close, your stop loss would have been at the other side. So for the person that said they crashed the account, I think Mr. Aim or Mr. Joshua, I can't really remember. Please contact your account manager, reach out to any of the admins when you join the Telegram group. Let's discuss, let's see what we can do further for you. It is not a good thing for you to be crashing accounts back to back. We don't know how many accounts you have crashed, but please do not cultivate the habit of crashing accounts. You are here to make money, and we want to help you to make money. So reach out to either your account manager, reach out to any of the admins in the Telegram group, or also reach out to the person that gave you the link for you to join us here. Reach out to anybody, and we'll see what we can do for you further, right? So now, based on what we've talked about here, you can see price is still pushing higher on this gold. And meanwhile, this is gold 4 hours. Everything also depends on the time frame that you are looking at the market from. Time frame is also very, very important. The higher the time frame, the cleaner the chart should be, right? Not all the time, but most times the cleaner and the smoother the trading process should be, meaning that you are not staring at the market. Since this is 4 hours, this is H4 for 4 hours, it means that every candle that you can see here, these are all candlesticks, but every candle you can see here, they are all lasting for 4 hours. I repeat, every candle that you can see here, they are all lasting for 4 hours, which simply means that what you should be doing, ideally, is checking on the market on a 4 hours basis. But no, most traders normally stare at the market. I tell you this as an experienced trader, trading over the years. I tell you that at times when I place a trade, or if I'm looking at the market waiting for a trade, maybe like this 4 hours time frame, the candle has closed now. I don't need to do anything until the next 4 hours. I could easily go and do something else. I could do some research online. I could go and sleep. I could take a nap, right? That means that I'm trying to live a healthy life, a balanced life. I could go and jog, right? I was about to say I could hit the gym. I'm working on that, don't worry. But you have time within that 4 hours window to go and do a lot of things and then come back. That candle is still not closed. But then people are staring at the market. So in this our live market analysis sessions, it is to help everybody to trade the proper way. Do not be trading like every other person, right? Mr. Ambrose, sorry, I'm just reading your comment now. You said, what do you mean by map out? Map out. Map out simply means that you are mapping your chart. Okay, sorry. Let me explain why I said map out. Once upon a time, I don't know that you're saying time where you are. Once upon a time, some years ago, I did what you call GIS, right? I am a computer scientist, BSc, and then I was privileged to do GIS, geographic information system, right? Which has to do with maps basically. So I worked with maps of Nigeria, different parts of Nigeria, like the east or west or whatever. I also did my final year project working with maps. So maybe that's why I keep on saying map or MAC. So basically, you are mapping out your charts. You are doing some mappings based on how price is moving. So this mappings is you mapping out your support and resistance levels here, right? I can as well clean up this chart. Let me do something for you now. I can as well clean up all of this information. Oops, sorry. I can as well clean up all of this information and then delete everything on the chart. So as we've deleted everything on the chart, there's nothing on the chart. This is what you call a node chart. Before you ask me why is it a node chart, it's called a node chart because there's nothing on it. There's no drawing, there's no indicator, there's no tool on it. So it's called a node or naked chart. So as it's a node or naked chart, looking at it, you should have a rough idea what price is trying to tell you, right? And as you have what price is trying to tell you, right, then you can now start to map, M-A-P or MARK, M-A-R-K. That's why I said for me, I use map, probably because of my GIS background. So it's something that's in me and I use it a lot, right? So you map out your chart or mark out your chart based on support and resistance, and then you have these levels here, and then you do the needful. You're mapping out your charts just to fine tune, the exact area that you want to attack the market, right? Hope that's okay for the person that asked that question, Mr. Ambrose. Okay, Mr. Ambrose said he's also a computer scientist as well. That's good. Now, one good thing, let me also mention this. One good thing about trading now is that trading doesn't discriminate. It doesn't ask whether you are from the finance or economics or accounting background. No, it doesn't care. It doesn't ask. You guys that came in here for this live market analysis session at the beginning, we didn't say, oh, introduce yourself. Are you a computer scientist, engineer? No. That simply means what? That simply means that anybody and everybody can trade as long as you have the right information, the proper information. And that's what we have been giving you. And that's what 10 Trade is going to continue to give you in all the sessions that we have available. Right? All you have to do is to ensure that you connect yourself to these sessions. Right? Remember I said that maybe I'll let the cat out of the bag a bit, and I'm going to do that now because of our timing. You can see it's almost 1 hour. The thing about these live market analysis sessions is that the truth for me is that